So, as a person, a very weak person at that, I am not very good with horror. Heck, I haven't even watched a horror movie. It's that bad. And even more so when I was a little kid. And FNaF really solidified that. But like a moth to a nuclear bomb, I could not help myself but to get attached to it. And so, I did what I did. Thankfully, I actually have the first drawing, so you aren't gonna get any weird retellings. So, here it is. What was that? What was what? Oh, don't you do that to me! There were these weird looking tiny versions of the main... Bye! Bye! So, yeah, just like last time, it's noise. Not to the absolute, but still noise. Especially since because of me having no idea what the gameplay of FNaF was even like. Dude, look ma'am, at least I knew there was a small office with 2 doors for the first game. Does that also include the map having 1 quintillion cameras? Hey, be careful if those papers are cheap and disintegrating. So yeah, that's what I thought what FNaF was kind of about. Especially with the mechanics, if you can even call them that. Had some not bad and not good at all designs. You can even see the oranges in my current art style, which is cool. Stolen characters, hi Nick. There were these second week exclusive characters, which is an idea at least. Had the names of the original kids, which are oh so bad because I cannot name things for the life of me. And of course, ended with week 6 and no map of the cameras at all. Oh, the beauties of burnout at 4th or 5th grade. And that is actually it for the binder. For now, at least. Cause now, we have the notebook from my second trip to Vietnam, which is also disintegrating cause it's Dollarama. I don't know what I'm doing. I know, man. I was like trying to blow it away into, dust, I know, just stop. So, yeah, here it is. And just like last time, there's a lot. So it's time to have a montage again. But better. Hopefully, not really, not possible. Hey, what in the actual world is this? Ah, you must be new here. You see, what you're holding is a new and popular edible water. But this is just regular water. Yeah, but you can't eat water. But you can bite through it. You know what, I'm tired, I'm just getting this. Besides, I have a bunch of BL shows I have to catch up with. So, you get any of that? Because if you did, I don't have a joke here. Starting off with pretty basic stuff here, other than the purple elephant not being purple as a joke, but yeah. Though it is kind of hard to understand any of the writing, not gonna lie. Really hard to see it, at least for me. BOE was a name basically ripped off from a FNaF fan game about Teletubbies. Had weird stuff like DLC, which really wouldn't work in this fan game's context, including a Night 6, because the thing that was supposed to make this series unique from everything else was about the game lying about being 5 nights, and it said having 2 full weeks, which isn't much, but it's something, and something I also kind of unconsciously reused from before, I think. Gotta have a callback to the main cast just cause. The maps are still cursed horrifically. Game 2 had your obvious wizards, but also had completely new characters instead of the full redeco type stuff. I have no memory of these insane variants, but almost all of them have pretty cool designs, not gonna lie. Filler. Third game, story-wise, which I'm not gonna talk about much, but will show you. This was between 1 and 2, which makes sense of the fake wizard designs. Guess who's back? Kind of, maybe. Heady? I guess it was a tradition to have the main cast come back, huh? 4, which is supposed to be more cleaner because of story, probably had the best designs too, minus the map, holy. 5 was the whole switch up, trying to be like a sister location thing going on. Dude, I forgot about the chair. And ending in 6, which didn't happen, cause, of course, burnout. Especially cause I was back home at that point. And that's it for this little book here. And as you can maybe tell, not much has changed in terms of things making sense, especially because my only exposure to FNaF at the time was just UCN. Really, man? Look, it's better than last time, right? Yeah. Bye. Bye. Hope you enjoy your first time here and have fun with your PL shows. So what? Yeah, back to the binder, which I'm not gonna go too in-depth than before because there's way more. And honestly, I don't think it's worth your time. So, starting off, we have the remasters, which are more cleaner and with kind of more cramped art. And ended even quicker than before, cause of course it did. Couldn't even finish off the 4th. But it did have proper extra custom-like characters, so that's something maybe. Did a fun revision of the classic MS Paint fan game, FNaF or Five Nights at Sonic's, and called it Five Nights at Segtendo's, with the second game being a straight-up copy to Magnites 2, and the third game being quite cool, where you play as the bad guys trying to make their own restaurant. Tried to also commit doing a Five Nights at Wario's, but completely failed at that. Like, just look at this map, man. Don't really know what this was for. It's pretty pissed too. An absolutely horrific idea to make a new series that would branch off to other new characters with the only recurring big bad. That was BOE. And yeah, it didn't go far. An attempt to remake the first fan game I ever made, which also didn't go so far. And all of it ending with a character named 50% Bunny. I don't know, man. And that's... Bye. Yeah, that's it. That's the end. But I do have something extra, just for fun. So this time, there isn't much as last time. Now before we get to the actual stuff, I'm just gonna say this now cause I can. I have a bunch of ideas that are just sitting in some Google Sheet I have, with some of them being thought up quite recently. Editor's note, not anymore. It's been like over a year, even though they're all probably quite flawed like everything else. I'm also not gonna show it to you cause, well, it's all a bunch of text, so it won't be very interesting. But anyways, on to the main thing, which is just a bunch of sketches for a remake of the first fan game on my notebook again. And yeah, that's all I have. Not much there. But I do have one more thing to talk about. This remake right here is functionally made to be only one game. No more sequels, just this. But it's instead built where if there were any, and then if I have any burnout doing so, then everything will still be perfectly intact. Story-wise, at least. This was done because compared to FNaF now, hey, editor's note, again. I just wanted to say something about this segment. This speech I was gonna go and talk about was before Secret of the Mimic. And also, just doesn't fit anymore. It was about me talking about how the story of FNaF is messy and whatever. You know, the usual. And now, looking back at this script, I think it's really more of a I just don't really care about the story of FNaF as a whole anymore. Really like the story of Secret of the Mimic, but as a whole, I can't really care anymore. So instead of leaving that confusing segment in the video, I'll just have it in the description instead for you to read, to see what a year or more ago me was thinking about. Alright, continuing on. And now, well. Looks like my rival is already taking shortcuts this early on. Oh yeah, Appleman. That's his name, by the way. He's the store owner across the street, and I guess my neighbor too. He also calls me his rival, even though we don't sell the same products. We're not even in the same playing field. Hey, I'm talking, buddy! Okay, jeez. I can't believe that this is your second video doing this format. Not including your Lego stuff cause you forgot. And you're already cutting your quality to them. Quality that you don't have. Why don't you grow a pair and go apologize to your viewers, watching this heap of a mess right here and now? But I'm already a pair? Not? No, you idiot! P-A-I-R! A pair? A pair of what? A pair of and there goes the foundation. Huh? No! Stop, you dumb kids! Stop! So, before I was interrupted by him. Here. Full drawings of the characters. Well, the main cast at least. I wasn't gonna do any of this, but since these scripts are real old and get re-edited constantly when brought to modern day, I should at least give something new to them. Now, starting off this, Chris the Bear. Not with proper everything and not looking like whatever I had before-ish. Though there might be some proportional issues and whatnot, I'm quite happy with how he and the rest of the cast look to some degree. Made him not look so boring, removed the dead eye from him cause the head did the whole differences / gimmick thing. And speaking of, finally got to where I wanted to be. Also, yes, there will be random sketches of their heads, just kind of littered around as they're used as refs, and also feel important to this whole thing. Davis is next and is just as solid. No real notes here, but the sketches finally have the faceplate gimmick done to some degree, though still not as properly as I want it to be. Which, by the way, is a revision of his spare endo head buddy thing he had, because someone else does that gimmick way better than him. Coming up with Rick, though very haphazardly, as he was quite forced when I was sketching him, hence the way bigger feet he has. I also didn't take into account that he, and always will be, connected to a vent mechanic. So you just look at him and go, how? And the cupcake is cupcake. Purple finally gets his bit after so dang long. Including the plushies that I kept giggling to myself about. Also just realizing that his left leg is a bit disproportionate. Whoops. With Kendo and Endo looking at it now after a bit, are kind of eh. I knew that he needed more color other than just blue, but this is a little bit much. Much like his design as well, with all the extra lines and wires. And finally, the big boss, B-O-E. And just like how I felt way back in 11th grade, I don't like his chest, body, torso thing. Proportions wise, I tried to fix it by making his legs squish more, but I don't think it really worked, and his chest still feels a bit empty even with the added stuff. But hey, at least he got the justice he finally deserved. Hell to probably redraw him in different poses for sure, but still, he's got it. And yes, it's one guy, not two, because of lore stuff, yeah. And now, that's everything. Yep, maybe in a life-changing event, I learned how to code like a beast and make this game with other original stuff. Though, I highly doubt that, honestly. It's just too much. So, until then, that's it. Bye! Holy jeez! Dude, are you okay? Of course I am. I'm not that weak like you. Now, really now. And how about this?
Dude, this freaking thing won't come off. Like, dude, what the